for my dead homies.
Okay, now answer Rasta man rapid fire. Popo wanna break it down rapid fire. Hoping for a better round rapid fire. Bria, babamba.
So a couple months back when this album actually came out, I recorded the review for it, but I lost the file when I was upgrading my laptop. But there's been one special subscriber of mine that has been tormenting my life to make me put this album out. Shout out to my guy Tobina. This is definitely for you, man. I wouldn't be recording this review again, honestly. But we're finally getting to it. So let's dive into it, shall we? So those of you that don't know who Santi is definitely one of the most fascinating artists to come out of Nigeria in a long time. He started his career off as a rapper's rapper under the name Ozabi. Fast forward to certain events in his life in Lagos and Dubai. He's introduced to an artist, American artist by the name Santi Gold, and just inspired by her and changes his name to Santi. He introduces his debut album called Susie's Funeral, which basically was a funeral of the old things for him to make the transition into an artist that he is today. So that album basically introduces his wide musical interests outside of Afropop and hip hop. And this is where we start to hear more innovative and versatile approach to Nigerian contemporary music. And this was done with the help of his Monster Boy crew featuring guys like GMK, Genio, Bambino, Odusi and Te Iwa. And that album helped spark the birth of this new alter culture, and since then Santi has been one of the poster child. And what alter means is basically it's far from just alternative music, okay? It's literally a culture, which by definition a culture is a way of life. It's down to the music, the fashion, the innovative thinking and progressive mindset. Now, Mandy and the Jungle. In order to introduce the album, we had singles like Freaky and Sparky, and now that I'm saying that, Freaky and Sparky sounds like something you would name your dog. Like this. There's one called Freaky, there's one called Sparky. No? Anyone? Anyway, a few songs that were able to stand out for me, and trust me, it was very hard to make a song stand out in this album, okay? Because it was very, very monotone, okay? Obviously, Freaky was able to stand out. That song had already been established by being a very successful hit featuring also Mandy and Bridge from LOS. It was a very strong sample to Ikechuku's Shibi Dubi 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 Doo Da De E. Bridge's hook was just phenomenal, and Noso Amadi coming in with a strong verse, honestly one of his strongest features, and Freaky is a definite standout. Another song that stood out for me was Rapid Fire, having artists like Amare from Ghana and Shenigus from South Africa. Tomi Agape didn't really stand out on this song. Cannot deny that the experience that this song gives is nothing you've seen in Nigerian music for a long time.
Okay, now answer Rasta man rapid fire. Popo wanna break it down rapid fire. Hoping for a better round rapid fire. Bria, babamba.
Another standout record for me, honestly one of the slept-on singles on this album, Raw Dinner featuring Kida Kuds, fam, a bop, okay? That's the definition of a bop. Kida Kuds is on the rise, man. He's been dropping solid features, and low-key is having one of the greatest comebacks of the decade. I did a top 10 list of my favorite songs in the first half of the year, and Raw Dinner was definitely one of them. And another favorite definitely was Maria featuring Goldlink. Both artists, Goldlink and Santi, definitely had a good chemistry. This was honestly a beat that was made for Goldlink. Another slow burner on this album was Settle Down, okay? I love the feel, and it was a good ending to the album. It was a very mellow, feel-good hip-hop vibe that you can definitely have driving 240 on Lekki Ekpe. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like a night drive cruise. Frankly, the best appearance from Te Iwa on the album, and it was a good way to end the album. Now, the songs I just mentioned were songs that I felt they would do so well on their own. So far at this point, if I have not mentioned any other song, they did not stand out, okay? Let's talk about the album as a whole. The structure of virtually every song on this album was hook, verse. Nothing exciting in the middle to grasp the listener. Hardly did you hear a bridge or a change in the musical direction to like get your attention. All of that was missing. And it was worse in songs that had no features, man. Every song that had no feature was just too boring to even like listen to 10 seconds of it. And all we had to deal with was his very, very gentle monotone voice that sounded really too relaxed and very unintentional. And examples of that was songs like Morocco, Montclair, and yeah, again, the songs that I mentioned would do well as standalone singles, but I'm a fan of albums, and I usually listen to albums in one sitting, but most of what this album felt like was just like the vibe of each song was just reiterated on top of every song, and it just felt like a very monotone listen the entire time. And to be fair, I can understand the attempt of having a very unique sound, but we needed a more dynamic approach to making that sound stick to people. He kept beating a dead horse, and his very relaxed singing style was just not helping the album. With all that being said, Santi's Mandy and The Jungle. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're new, definitely go subscribe, check out the other content on this channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one, and I'm out.